giving me to learn something new, to learn a skill that it's really relevant in today's world, in the industry that we're currently at, which is technology and information. So this is the first session of the data analytics COP team. We've been changing our focus and our approach to share with you guys the best information out there possible in terms of data analytics. Carlos and I, we've been working for 2 months now. We've been giving SQL bootcamps for the last 2 months as well. We've been trying to grow this community inside Arroyo. So I would like to start uh, this session, this presentation, um, with going to certain topics we will talk about, which is data analytics, AI, ChatGPT, and how that evolves, grows, and we can start using it in our day-to-day practice. So, what is the power of data analytics and AI in business? Just to have a quick reference in mind, we now know that data is a new gold, is the new currency for most of technologies companies around the world. They need our data in order to function, to operate, and in order to grow, basically. So, with AI and data analytics, we can unveil new growth patterns within the business, because beyond just the numbers and the spreadsheets, data analytics helps recognize patterns, trends, and a lot of key insights that every business needs in order to grow in the long term. It transforms the data into valuable insights, as I mentioned before. In order for the company to thrive in today's world, it needs data, but beyond how you extract your data, how you clean it, how you want to measure it, you still need somebody to understand what is behind those results, those KPIs, those amounts. So we need to transform those spreadsheets into something that our customer or user will eventually use and think it's useful. And lastly, it illuminates or opens up a lot of different business opportunities. We know that AI in the last 2 years has evolved um, in ways that we didn't expect it. So this opens up business opportunities, such as maybe a new data analytics team powered or leveraged by AI. So there's always a new trend going on in business that is recognized as a business opportunity that will also help the business to grow in the long term. Okay, so with those concepts in mind, we're gonna go and try to understand what analytics does in action, just the analytics side. We're gonna leave behind just the AI, and we're to concentrate on what analytic does in our business, and what a data analyst does in a nutshell, basically, is trying to make sense of the data that we are presented. We try to recognize patterns, trends, in order to give our user or our client the bigger picture, in order so everyone knows the key insights or the key values that our data is providing. So for that, there's different types of data, use of our data. I mean, by that is that we can predict or forecast based on our historical data, based on the trends that we've been presented in our databases. Um, there's real-time analytics, because when we extract data for different platforms, um, mainly those databases are updated daily or hourly. So we need to know what is going on with our data all times of the day. And if we combine our predictive analytics and the level of analytics that we have, the real-time analytics, we can have better decision making. our leaders, our teams, our users and clients we can help them create better decisions through our data. So that's a way that companies also tend to grow. They get the data from their business, from their operation managers, and they get together. They see the key results, key insights for the month or the year, and they start making better decisions for the next fiscal year or the next month. So that's what analytics does in a business. So it will help us create better data-driven decisions and a data-driven culture around our business. Now, I know we've heard this before, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a groundbreaking large language model trained by OpenAI. We've heard this for the past years, how it revolutionized and how it changed the way we does things, not just analytics, but in a broader set of skills, professions, and you name it. And what you're seeing right now is a conversation between me and ChatGPT, asking what it is actually. And you can see the ChatGPT, it's giving me an exact description of what it is. And you can also talk to ChatGPT in any way you want and expecting a result in any way you want. So what you're seeing here right now is that maybe I'm not too familiar with what GPT is or a model or a large language model. And I want to be explained as if I was a 5 year old. And ChatGPT has that program has that trained within its database. So it answered me that it's basically a robot that answers questions, and it really is actually. It does. It seems like a robot that is being trained on a large data set of our information of data and can answer questions in an automatic manner. And with ChatGPT, we've unveiled such a broad opportunities across different industries and technologies. It allows us to have conversations, write, suggest, formulate, and so much more. Also design everything you want. And it almost, like I said, almost feels human. Not right now, but I think in the long term it will recreate a human. And what it does beyond just AI and having a chat or a conversation with this large language model is that we can also have these chatbots for seamlessly interaction. As you can see here, we can have AI-driven support in all platforms and systems. Um, you can have 24/7 customer engagement because AI will use your data to train itself and answer any type of questions all times of the day, such as a ChatGPT. And we will have a personalized custom experience. We can custom however we like the data presented by our users, by our customers, and help them create a better user experience based on AI and ChatGPT if we want to. And now, the what I'm going to show you guys is how we can leverage data analytics and a large language model like ChatGPT, what we can actually do, and what happens when you combine those, you get a personalized insights delivered conversationally. Like you've seen before in the conversation, there's a back and forth between a human and a machine. So that is what we can also combine our data with. We can give somebody our data to a large language model, and it will give us the response that we want based on our prompt. So there is a bright future for data and AI. As I mentioned, it will not only be for data analytics. You can almost use it in any industry, in any data set, in any work that you have. And we've seen how much growth we've experienced with just not ChatGPT, but all the other technical companies like Meta that has another large language model. We know that Google has its own BART language model. So as we see this company OpenAI and ChatGPT growth, we also see an ecosystem of other companies trying to do the same thing. So with that competition will come opportunities for how to combine better the data with AI. We've also we also can help tackle some of today's data challenges. For a human, just go through a billion of rows in a data set, which is a pretty standard now within the technical or technological industry, having to use or deal with billions and millions of rows of data. This will also be a helpful way to have these large language models like ChatGPT helping us in the future. Because as we can see now, the data will just only increment. From now on, we'll just only have more and more and more data, and it is a good time for a model like this to step in and help us do that analyzing. And also, it is really helpful to have this kind of conversational back and forth between the artificial intelligence and data analyst, because it helps to help each other out. Because as we know right now, the artificial intelligence cannot replace all the things that we do right now. So we need to be beside the artificial intelligence, these language models, to train it, to help them get better in order to get the result that we want. So that creates a culture, a data-driven culture around the business or wherever you are in your professional career. So what we're going to show you right now, it's a project that I developed that will unlock insights from your data using the OpenAI API and ChatGPT as a language model. Um, we're going to dive deep into how we can combine these traditional data analytics data sets, databases with artificial intelligence from OpenAI. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is just extract some data. I've used my personal Spotify data because I like music a lot. So I didn't want you guys to see just a regular human resources or sales or another data set. I want you to expand a little bit your mind so you can see that you can use ChatGPT in all data sets that you want. So I'm choosing for this project use my Spotify and my playlist and data so we can do this project. We're going to do that integration with Spotify. We're going to use Spotify API. We're going to extract some data from there from my user playlist and the global playlist. We're going to have authentication process, not only with the Spotify API, but also with the OpenAI API. I'm going to show you guys how you get your API key, how you process that authentication phase. Then we're going to head down to a deep analysis using this ChatGPT language model. We're going to have some prompts that you can see, and also as a requirement list. If you want to do the same project, you can go to your Python environment. You can use Visual Studio Code. You can use Jupyter Notebook, or the one that it's more familiar to me, the one that I really like, that I think this better for beginners. It will be Google Colab. We'll head down in a few seconds. We're going to use some Python libraries. We're going to use the Spotify library and the developer account. We're going also need an API account. I'm sorry, an OpenAI account, which will deliver you an OpenAI API key. Okay, so we are going to go now. This is my a GitHub project where I'll share this with you when the meeting is over, but you can see a whole broad analysis and explanation of what the project does. It's a ChatGPT Spotify analyzer. We're going to review this in a minute. And this is Google Colab. I like to use Google Colab for this type of projects. I think for a beginner is really helpful. So we're going to just um, go through the scripts. We're not really getting into this a lot, but we will have to install some libraries. Um, as you can see, using some libraries that will help us with the data analytics, such as pandas, and we're also doing the authentication process there. And this whole script, I know it looks really unfamiliar and complex, but what it's basically doing is going through my Spotify account, and is extracting the playlist for some tracks, and we have the artist name there, the duration of each song, and as you can see, finally we create a data set based on that playlist. So I'm gonna run this script. I'm gonna just copy this here so we can get our data set. As you can see, it's getting all the artists and all the information. And finally, it will create our data frame with all the columns that we ask him to give us. Okay, as you can see, we have now a data frame for the top global songs in Spotify. We have lots of columns that it is not really familiar for a data analyst to see when we are first presented with a data frame like this. We would have known where to start maybe, or what will be the key insights. So this is where the ChatGPT Song Analyzer comes in. We're going to install these two libraries, which is a python.m and the OpenAI library. And once this is finished uploading, I want to take a minute to just for you guys to understand how you can take your API key. This is the platform for OpenAI. If you get an account, it's really easy. Just you put your email, and that's pretty much it. You will get into this page right here. And as you can see, we can view our API keys. We can manage those, and we can create a new API key. If we create a new secret key, we will see that it will pop up here, and we can copy into any of our projects. So I already created mine, which is data analytics test. I'll run this script, which is basically giving the project my API key. And here I am creating a function, which I'm basically saying that there will be a message and a response between me and OpenAI ChatGPT. The model will be GPT 3.5 Turbo, not the 4 yet. And the temperature, which means how much of degree of randomness we want in our response. Sometimes it could be really strict. It doesn't have much creative or imagination. And the closer it gets to 1, the more degree of randomness in the responses it will have. So once that function is created, now we can start analyzing. And for everyone that is familiar with ChatGPT, you know how you have to input a prompt and it will give you a response. Well, this is the same thing that we can do in data analytics mixed with OpenAI and ChatGPT. What I'm basically saying is giving it a prompt to act as a song analyst expert, Its task is to make a full data analytics report using Python libraries of a Spotify dataset. I want it to describe the personality. Look at this, guys. This is really important. Um, a, um, a common data analyst would not get or would not have to describe the personality of the person based on just the data from Spotify. But I'm telling ChatGPT that it needs to analyze the personality based on their songs. Okay, so I want to output 500 words. So, and also recommend 10 songs based on the genre of the data set. And I am specifying which data set it needs to read, which is the top global songs from Spotify. And I will run this script to see what is its response. Okay, so this is the data analytics report that ChatGPT has given me. Personality analysis of Spotify user. It's done an introduction, data exploration of the data set of 150 listed songs. The personality analysis will focus on key attributes, danceability, energy, and balance. And we have also here the recommendation for based on the playlist that we given and some conclusions based on the data set. So that is really, really revolutionizing, if you can say that. It would have take uh, data analysts maybe just a few minutes more than this response. And as you can see, it got back the response in just a few seconds. I have here some sort of prompt samples that I want to get through with you. You can use it as a music journalist as well. I have here another example, so we can see how we can act as a data analyst as well. We have here a music journalist. I'm building the technique taste of music enthusiasts. They have introductions. Also, again, the analyzing of the data set. We have analyzed each artist by its song. And if we go over to, if we want to have a report on visualizing data, we can also give ChatGPT a prompt that it needs to look for our data set to have some sort of visualizations like bar charts and another type of graphs based on the danceability, energy, and balance. And although it will not give us the 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 plot of the chart, it will give us, as you can see, the Python code. So we can actually go and create our own plot charts using the matplotlib library. So that's really cool that although it doesn't have the answer to show, it will give us a response for that. And as you can see also, it has an interpretation of the charts. The danceability is for pop, dance pop, reggaeton genres. Energy is for reggaeton and trap Latino. Balance is for dance pop, reggaeton, classic Oklahoma country. So it gave us a response very quickly and very accurate as well. One last prompt that I want to give you guys. It's it can also have a correlation analysis just to know which variables are correlated to one another. So that's a more complex data analytics analysis, if you can say that. And you get a whole paragraph based on this data set. So that is pretty quickly a response that is pretty accurate. So you can see here a pretty much example how to combine data analytics and ChatGPT for reporting and just to get the most of your insights, basically. And I wanted to show you guys while I was making this project, um, pandas, the library that we use a lot for data analytics, open and develop um, another library so we can access ChatGPT and OpenAI, which is called Pandas AI. And I just wanted to take just a few minutes to show you guys this as well, because it is another tool of how we can combine data analytics and ChatGPT. We need just to install the library. We need to import and install some of the libraries as well from Pandas AI and OpenAI. And this is the key for what we were doing before in this project. The smart data frame. Pandas AI has developed this smart data frame so we can ask it questions just like we did previously. Okay, so if we run these scripts, we run this script data frame. I'm giving my API key, and I want to, I'm sorry, let me get the data set. For this, we are going to analyze a TikTok data set by a YouTuber really famous called Mr. Beast. So it is another random data set. It's not a common like order, sales, and another financial. It's a pretty much complex data set to understand. So we're going to run this script and we're going to take a look at the data set. As you can see, we have links, we have daytime, we have video views, comments, bookmarks, video captions, video durations, and that sort of stuff that is not typically analyzed by a data analytics team. We're going to run the smart data frame and we're going to config to a large language model, which is um, ChatGPT. And now we're going to start asking questions like we did previously on a Spotify dataset. Um, I'm telling the OpenAI ChatGPT here to return a table of the top 5 columns that correlates to the most to video views. And I have here like bookmarks, saves, video ID, comments, and shares. Okay, so that is a pretty good and accurate data analytics statistics, how variables correlate to each other. I'm asking here to write a list of 5 new video captions, like the one we saw in here, video captions. And as you can see, we got those from ChatGPT. They're all random, and you can use it however you like to make new ones to get inspiration from. What is the average video views in minutes? We can also get that number from the dataset real quick, real-time analytics. We can also describe our data frame. You get the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the max, and all the percentiles for some of the columns. Lastly, now with Pandas AI, we can plot bar charts if we input the information that the large language model needs. So as you can see here, we've plotted based on the video views, a chart of year over year of the video views. And we can also suggest that the ChatGPT give us some ideas for inspiration. Give me an idea for a video based on the data frame. So it will also recommend, wait, seems like it's not working this time. Sometimes that happens. Let's just run it one more time, but it doesn't seem like it's working, but it will give me an example, I'm sorry, a suggestion of a video caption based on the data that it has. So as you can see, these two examples really represent what we were looking at in our presentation. We wanted to make sure that you guys understand how this technology is evolving. It can have conversations with our data sets. It can provide responses accurate and really quickly. So that is what we're also trying to push as a community, as the data analytics community, for you guys to know this information, try to understand it, try to also do it in your work, or maybe in a personal project. But that's why we're trying to push, me and Carlos here, with the data analytics community. That's what I just mentioned. We're trying you to elevate your data analytics game. That is our focus with Carlos and I going forward with the sessions. We'll be having sessions. We'll be having one-on-ones. If you want to, if you have some questions with your data set, if you want us to give us some recommendations, we also try to have another bootcamp for Python if you are interested, and maybe in the long run also have some sort of data science as well, some machine learning, if you guys are interested in that. So just to wrap up this meeting, this presentation, I have here just a quick video of an AI that we created that has a message. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Just please let me know. Do you guys hear it? I'm sorry.
No,
No?
we can.
No, unfortunately.
No. Oh, okay. So I'll share this presentation where you can look at this video, but if not, maybe we can just look at the captions. What we're trying to do is have you guys get interested really in everything that is data analytics and AI. So let's just save this for another time. I think I've just passed the 30-minute mark, and I just really want you guys to thank you for your time and space. I know this subject is really revolutionizing the way we do things in the technological industry. So thank you for your interest and for your time. And if you guys have any questions, anything that you would like to share, you can join our data analytics group. You can talk to us on Teams. Carlos and I are more than welcome to hear from you guys. If you don't have any questions or concerns.
No, Patricia, I'm sorry. Geoffrey is first. They raise their hand, so.
Oh,
Geoffrey,
sure. Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, in this case, it was by mistake because I was looking, I was switched that part and it was a reaction. But anyway,
Yeah, it
thank you,
happens all the
Carlos.
time.
I would like to share a quick question.
Sure.
From the infrastructure standpoint, Patricia, and thank you for this great presentation. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
When you are collecting the data, you're retrieving the data, and the ChatGPT platform that it's processing this information, and the ChatGPT platform you are interacting against, it's the OpenAI platform. It's an instance that we have running on some Arroyo consultant server. Where is that the infrastructure for this specific project you have been sharing with us?
Sure. This is actually a personal project. This is not something I developed for Arroyo. For answer your first question, this is actually coming from the OpenAI API. So what I'm using is actually GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is coming from OpenAI. That's the first question. The second question, the environment that I'm using is a personal one. I haven't met with the Arroyo architecture team or anything, so we can implement this on an Arroyo environment. This is something that I just wanted to show you guys in order to just get a grasp, get an idea of the things that we can do but we can also push this to the Arroyo team or anyone. If you have an idea, if you want something that you can push for your area, you're more than welcome to talk to anyone so you can implement this.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Patricia.
And,
Yeah, no
and correct
problem.
me if I'm wrong, but I think you can share this. I mean, you can delete all your tokens and your personal information for the code, but I think you can share like the view or something to to anyone who's interested in playing around with it, maybe taking their personal information from Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, sure. For everyone, I really would like to mention something. The API key coming from OpenAI, it does has its limitations, and the main big one is that you will have to get a OpenAI premium account. Okay, so that's how you get your API keys. That's how you play with it. I think it's only $18 a month to get it, just to be totally transparent with you guys. But that's how you will be able to get that API key and play around with your information as we are looking at right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Julio, you're the next in the line.
Okay, hello guys. First of all, Patricio, very good presentation. Clap for you,
Thank
man.
you.
That's really nice, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and second, I share a couple of links that maybe you can take a look over that.
Sure.
I know that many of you guys has a little interested in this kind of things and about ChatGPT, OpenAI, and everything related with that. There are many kind of concepts that could be Patricio could try to explain us. And in this case, for example, you have Patricio, and for the data analytics community, please let me know if you have a license for the ChatGPT for the GPT-4 model. Let me know. We are working with a license for this kind of
Oh,
model, and
nice.
maybe you can use it.
Yeah.
For the other hand, guys, if you have some interest in these things, I will be invite to you as enjoy join to this community. Here we have Carol Felipe and Patricio and many other guys that maybe you can share and that kind of knowledge. And I will be invite you also to this share this kind of information from the community of the AI. We'll be try to explain for the next session and the next weeks maybe more in deep that kind of things that's maybe we have to confuse. For example, what is exactly a model for an AI? What is exactly GPT? That could be sometimes we try to cross-reference what is mean ChatGPT and really ChatGPT is chat for GPT model. The other thing is what's mean machine learning, deep learning, AI, and everything related with that. So I invite you to you for the next session in here. So sorry for the ad blockers. And
No,
on
not
the
at
other
all.
hand, here I want to invite you to start a process, for example, in Python. I know that the guys here started with something with related with the SQL. That could be a good process that's maybe we have to start. And
Yes.
I share with you guys a couple of links. So if you don't have any idea about that, could start with this career. With that doesn't know exactly how to start a data analytics or data science, that's maybe you have to explain, guys, what is the difference between both. Could be great also too. And the thing is, if you want to start with this is a good start point. This community is a good community. Is the most community that has to interact with the India guys. This is the thing that we are explaining here in English and not in Spanish also. But here you can find everything related with that. So my concern here is more related that please join to this community, try to share your knowledge, And the other thing is, hey guys, if you have some questions, you have some things out, or maybe you say, hey, I want to a project, or I have this kind of process that maybe could be good for share, or I have these doubts. Please come here, come to this community and share with us. Okay, that's the thing that I want to say. That's a representation for the SWAT team and the growing this community. So congratulations, man. That's very good,
Yeah.
Patricio and Carlos Felipe. That's good.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Julio.
just
That
yeah, go ahead, Patrice.
no. I was just saying thank you.
I was just going to say that related to what Julio was saying, and also Patricio mentioned a little bit. So I don't want to make the spoil on it, but in the next few days you'll be seeing some new things that we are going to bring for the club. So we will have these data doctor sessions where everyone with a doubt or some in need of any advice on their projects or something they want to do, they can come to the community. If we don't know the answer, maybe someone in the community does, or we will try to help you. So yeah, new things are coming for the co-op, so you all are welcome to join. And next, John, you're the next.
Hey guys, everybody. Well, yeah, I love that you guys did the example with music because I'm a musician, so I love that stuff. Thank you very much. No, I just want to say,
Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah.
want to say, yeah, I agree with Julio. I really appreciate Patricia's presentation, clever presentation. So it's an awesome guys what you guys are doing with the data analytics community. I think this is the most right now currently the most active community of practice, and we feel very very proud of you guys, Carlos, Felipe, and Patricio. You guys moving this community ahead. And I just wanted to say the next, well, this community is already giving fruits to and returning the investment, especially with the projects that we are running in Arroyo right now with Felipe, with Viana. We have some fancy dashboards that we are implemented through their skills in Power BI. We are moving ahead to create KPIs to manage all the projects in Arroyo will be addressed by all the KPIs will be integrated in the same place, and we have a way to identify how the projects are going. But my next challenge to you guys, to the community of practice, is let me share my screen very, very quick.
Sure.
So the thing is, I think the next time let's change a bit instead of music, because we here in Arroyo we have many things to do. And this is the example with the artificial intelligence we want to address. This is the process that we follow to gather, to find the people, find the talent across all our America, find the talent, get the candidates, evaluate those candidates, feedback the candidates, hire the candidates, and then follow up and track and do all the onboarding process and so on. So I think if you guys are interested to, move from music and do more realistic stuff, so be my guest, reach me, because here we have a lot of challenges for you guys. I think you guys are already in the time to get these kind of challenges and try to implement that using this, because we already have the data. As you see, we have Trello, we have Flowchart, we have Excel spreadsheets, we have LinkedIn, we have many data sources, but we need tools like these ones to compile them all and help us in Arroyo to take better decisions. So more than welcome. If you all guys are interested to these kind of challenges, reach me. I give you challenges. Thank you very much.
Sure, John. That sounds like a really interesting challenge for us, for the data team to kind of embark or take a look at it. So we'll gladly have contact with you pretty soon to take a look at it if you're available. Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds great. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamal.
So
So I
yeah, I
think
think
that's all, Patricia.
yeah. Just expect to hear from us every week. We have lots of content coming up. I think somebody mentioned here that this what I just presented is not the most beginner friendly thing, but we that's what just our main focus right now to get your attention. And now we'll be going over sessions more beginner friendly and then escalating from that. Yeah, just expect a lot of short content videos, a lot of carousels, images, and PDFs. It's all about sharing knowledge and just thank you guys a lot for your space and time. I hope you had a wonderful day. Thank you.